Welcome to your third training module in the Volunteer Basic Training Series, Finances and Safety. Before we dive in, let's briefly go over what you can expect as a new troop leader. This is the third of 3 training modules you'll complete before you meet with your troop. This training module will walk you through how to fund your fun and keep your girls safe. The other 2 training modules are Welcome to Girl Scouts, which introduces you to Girl Scouts, being a troop leader, and what girls do, and Logistics and Resources, which will teach you how to run your troop meetings. After completing these 3 trainings, we will ask you to complete a knowledge check. Once you've completed the knowledge check, you will receive an approval letter in your email. This email will provide more information about your service unit, grade level training, and additional resources as you get started with your girls. Are you wondering yet how you'll fund the fun? Let's take a quick look at how you'll do that. Troop activities are powered in 2 main ways: troop dues and money earning activities. Troop dues will provide you with startup funds for basic meeting supplies and can support your girls in earning their badges. Dues can range from a few dollars per meeting to a lump sum for the entire year, whatever works best for your troop and families. This should be something you discuss with your parents and caregivers at the family meeting. Remember, troop dues are in addition to the $25 membership fee, which goes to the national organization. Girl Scouts has 2 primary money-earning activities: the Fall Product Program and the Cookie Program. The benefits are twofold. These programs allow girls to learn essential business skills and also provide key funding for your troop. Product program sales offer girls and troops the opportunity to earn funds for Scout activities while also practicing 5 important skills: goal setting, decision making, money management, people skills, and business ethics. With the support of your service unit manager and product program manager, each troop will build a cookie team to ensure the program is enjoyable and successful. After attending the troop leader cookie training, as well as working with your service unit product program manager, you'll feel confident and ready for your troop to participate in the fall and cookie programs. Keep an eye on your email. We'll send you lots of great information for how to participate in the fall and cookie product program sales as they arrive. Volunteer Essentials is your encyclopedia of Girl Scouting and a reference guide for all you need to know to make volunteering fun and safe for everyone involved. It's a national handbook for all adults in Girl Scouting, with particular emphasis on those who work directly with girls. Chapter 5 of Volunteer Essentials covers the ins and outs of establishing a group account and helping girls manage their troop's finances, practice successful product sales techniques, review the safety requirements around product sales, and understand how to collaborate with sponsors. But first, you'll need a bank account. Helping girls decide what they want to do and coaching them as they earn and manage money to pursue their goals is an integral part of Girl Scout leadership experience, the GSLE. Your Girl Scout plans and finances its own activities with your guidance. At the same time, the girls learn many valuable skills that serve them throughout their lives. If your troop is earning and spending money, you need to set up a bank account. If you're taking over an existing troop, you may inherit a checking account, but with a new troop, you'll want to open a new account. This usually happens when there's money to deposit, such as group dues or money from product sales or money-earning activities. The following procedures apply to all troop or group accounts. First, you must complete the Volunteer Basic Training Series and take the knowledge check. Once that's been completed, you will receive a bank letter from GSWNY's Volunteer Experience Team. We will talk more about that in the next slides. You'll need to connect with your service unit finance consultant to find out which banks the service unit typically uses. Their information will also be in your approval letter. Then you'll identify 2 unrelated individuals to be signers on the troop bank account. Married couples are considered related in this instance and cannot be the 2 signers. The 3rd signer must be a member of the service unit leadership team, most often the service unit finance consultant. The bank letter gives you the council's federal tax ID number to supply to the bank. The letter also authenticates your identity as a GSWNY volunteer. Follow the printed instructions, open the account with the troop volunteers, and keep a copy of the completed letter. Please note that the 3 people on the bank signature card cannot be related to each other, including by marriage. Also, no overdrafts from checks or debit card withdrawals should be allowed when there are insufficient funds available in the account. Accounts may be opened at the financial institution, including credit unions, that is most convenient for the troop volunteers and the service unit. Each bank may have specific requirements for opening accounts, but all will require photo ID for signers along with each signer's social security number. This is a federal requirement and is for identification purposes only. The Council's tax identification number is the number that is associated with the account for income tax and legal purposes. If the bank has a question or needs additional information from the Council, please have them contact our Chief Financial Officer via the contact information on the bank letter. Once you've opened your account, you will need to report your bank account information to Council using the Troop Bank Account Reporting Form. We'll send you this form in your approval letter once you've completed all 3 training modules in the Volunteer Basic Training Series and complete the knowledge check. Accounts shall bear the name of the Girl Scouts of Western New York and must include the troop group number or service unit name. A minimum of 2 signers is required for withdrawals, and troops are prohibited from using internet banking, except viewing the account online. Please note that if a troop or service unit utilizes debit cards with the account, the bank will only require 1 signature on the checks. 2 signers should still sign all checks, since this is a GSWNY requirement, and is part of our internal checks and balances that assist in the prevention of misuse of funds. Debit card receipts should be signed by a second signer after the purchase is completed. Debit cards are allowed, but credit cards are not permitted to be issued or used with the bank account. All receipts disbursements should be processed through the bank accounts, and the mandatory online Troop Financial Activity Report, or TFAR, detailing the troop's income and expenses, is to be submitted once a year. See Finance and Reporting section of our Volunteer Essentials for more information. The designated signers are not authorized to conduct any other business on behalf of the Council or access any accounts the Council may maintain at the bank except for those specific to their subordinate unit. Security of troop funds is essential. The bank account should be reconciled monthly and all transactions reviewed. Best practices are that not one individual manage the account and reconcile the statement. If this is not possible, a timely review process should be in place where a second person reviews the bank statements and reconciliations. All troops are required to submit their financial activity reports for review using the Finance tab on the VTK. This is used as an opportunity to make sure that the girls' money is being spent appropriately and to check in with the troop leader to verify that they are keeping all their receipts and documentation. Remember, troop funds are for the benefit of all girls in the troop, and the bank account should be managed and safeguarded so that the troop has maximum benefit from their efforts and minimum exposure to fraud or other losses. The Finance tab is a great tool on the Volunteer Toolkit that you will use for recording troop finances. Log on to the Volunteer Toolkit from your MyGS/BTK on our website. And the Finance tab has 2 purposes. First, a tool to record your troop's ongoing expenses and income. And second, the method for submitting your annual troop finance report in June. Both co-leaders in the troop will be able to access the Troop Finance tab. There, you will record your ongoing troop expenses and income. We recommend that you update your troop finance balances at least monthly. The benefits of keeping the activity updated are twofold. The caregivers will be informed on the troop's financial status, and most importantly, the end of your report submission will be quick and easy. In June, the co-leader who maintains troop finances will use this tab to submit a yearly troop financial activity report to Council, or the TFAR. We have created a number of resources to support you in the Volunteer Resources section of our website. These include a brief online financial tab Quick Start training, a slideshow of the Quick Start training, which will give step-by-step instructions. We also have an Excel finance activity income and expenses spreadsheet available on our website to keep specific income and expense details. The income expense spreadsheet found there will automatically compute all entries, and the printout will mimic the same line items as the VTK tab report requires. By using a spreadsheet like this, updating the balances from your VTK Finance tab will be simplified. The balances can be taken from the spreadsheet and hand-entered into the VTK report. When you keep the VTK Finance tab up to date, the one-time report submission in June to Council will be very quick and simple. If you have any questions regarding this process, please reach out to your Service Unit Finance Consultant. The SUFC will have access to the answers to all of your VTK tab questions. This next section will provide a brief overview of nonprofits and our fiduciary responsibilities as stewards of the Troop's fiscal resources. Nonprofits have no owners or shareholders and may earn profit or have a surplus, but do not distribute it in nonprofits. Success in nonprofits is measured by how much service they provide and how well the service is done. Nonprofits are governed by a volunteer board of directors or trustees who receive no individual benefit from the organization. GSWNY must follow the federal and state laws that govern nonprofits. Since we provide a benefit to the community, we have to follow strict guidelines on both raising and spending our funds. We utilize volunteer essentials and training such as this to make sure these guidelines are followed. Some things that all volunteers, staff, and members of nonprofits, including GSWNY, need to be aware of are that charities can be disqualified and lose their tax-exempt status if their activities benefit private individuals. This is a reason that troop funds and troop product program profits are not allowed to be tracked by individual girls and must be used to benefit all members of the troop. Charities must also operate exclusively for the tax-exempt purpose approved by the IRS. Funds from product program or other fundraising activities by the Council and troops are allowed to be used for individual girls' membership dues, troop dues, uniforms, books, or for other program activities, since these are considered part of activities that further the mission of Girl Scouts. This is the reason that the Council Financial Aid, or the Council Opportunity Fund, is restricted for Council-sponsored programs, camp, and trips. Also, all rewards or recognitions earned by girls through the product program activities must support Girl Scout program experiences, such as camp, travel, program, and events. For state purposes, we are exempt from sales tax on our purchases in New York. The ST119.1 is the New York State Sales Tax Exempt Certificate that should be presented at the time of purchase to vendors. A tax-exempt certificate will allow you to make purchases for the troop without paying New York State or local sales tax. On the tax-exempt form, the leader will write her name and signature in the space provided as an officer of the organization. In the space for title, write troop leader and the troop number. Make copies of your tax-exempt certificate. You will need to give the seller a copy at each purchase. This is their proof of the exempt sale. Exemption does not apply to personal purchases. Procedures for the use of the New York State tax-exempt certificate, plus those available for other states for troop travel, are included in Volunteer Essentials. Once you have completed the Volunteer Basic Training Series and taken the knowledge check, you will receive a GSWNY tax-exempt form from the Volunteer Experience team that you can use for approved purchases for your troop's activities. Please do not share it with anyone, and remember, it's only for troop-related expenses. Troop funds are for the benefit of all girls in the troop and should be spent in the year the funds are earned, unless the troop has a long-range plan for spending the funds. It's important to note that the funds belong to the troop as a whole. Per IRS guidelines, For charitable organizations, troops are prohibited from keeping separate individual girl accounts or tracking troop funds by individual girl. So, what qualifies as a troop expense? As with all other elements of Girl Scout leadership experience, girls should provide input regarding troop expenses. Some expenses might include program supplies, such as paper, crayons, and craft supplies, as well as copies of GSUSA books for leaders and girls to use, fees for field trips, refreshments or paper products, uniform components and badges, patches, or pins, photocopies, paper, printer, ink for printing troop paperwork, troop organizational needs such as totes, binders, or folders, leader trainings that enhance troop programming such as first aid and CPR or outdoor, or other GSWNY sponsored enrichment, health and safety supplies like masks, hand sanitizer, and surface cleaner, and registration fees for girls or leaders. That's a lot of stuff, and funding it shouldn't be overwhelming or come out of the troop co-leaders' personal funds. Girls can also participate in money-earning projects, activities carried out by girls where a service or council-sponsored product is exchanged for money. Troops are encouraged to participate in the most recent product sale before they can hold any other money-earning projects. Daisy and Brownie Girl Scouts may participate in council-sponsored product sales only. Troops are required to have a council approval for all money-earning activities outside council-approved sales like the fall sale or cookie sale. Money-earning applications must be submitted for approval at least 30 days before the project. Troops and groups are encouraged to participate in council product sales as their primary money-earning activity. Any group money earning shouldn't compete with the Girl Scout cookie program or other council product sales. Girl Scouts discourages the use of games of chance. Any activity that could be considered a game of chance, like raffles, contests, or bingo, must be approved by the local Girl Scout Council and be conducted in compliance with all local and state laws. The Girl Scout Blue Book policy forbids girls from the direct solicitation of cash. Girls can collect partial payment towards the purchase of a package of Girl Scout cookies and Girl Scout Fall Product Program products through participation in council-approved product sale donation programs. Girl Scouts forbids product demonstration parties where the use of Girl Scout trademark increases revenue for another business, for example, in-home product parties. Any business using the Girl Scout trademark must seek authorization from GSUSA. Group money-earning activities need to be suited to the age and abilities of the girls and consistent with the principles of the Girl Scouts learning leadership experience. Money earned is for Girl Scout activities and is not to be retained by individuals. Girls can, however, be awarded incentives and/or may earn credits from their Girl Scout product sales. Funds acquired through the group money-earning projects must be reported and accounted for by the group while following council procedures. Additional money-earning activities may include collections or drives, food or meal events, or service. And remember, these additional money-earning activities are for Girl Scout juniors and older only. Younger girls can only participate in council-sponsored sales like the fall sale and cookie sale. Unfortunately, fraud happens even within Girl Scouting. This section of our training will provide tools to enhance your awareness of the warning signs of fraud. When people think of fraud, they usually think of large businesses, banks, or investment firms, not nonprofits. A red flag is a warning sign, circumstances that are unusual in nature or vary from normal activity. They include controls banking, or if a person refuses to let anyone else look at a bank statement or handle troop funds. Volunteer Essentials contains policies and procedures for both monies owed and the council, and also a volunteer code of conduct. If you have concerns, err on the side of caution and communicate your concerns to your service unit team and GSWNY staff. Now on to safety. Keeping girls safe is our #1 priority. In the next few slides, we'll go over the resources and procedures you'll need to use and follow to keep your girls safe. Importantly, Before your troop can meet, you must have 2 approved, unrelated volunteers, one of whom is female, in place as co-leaders. It's important to note that married couples are considered related in this instance. Co-leaders must be present at all times, plus additional adult volunteers as necessary, depending on the size of the group and the ages and abilities of the girls. Adult volunteers must be at least 18 years old and must pass a criminal background check before volunteering. One co-leader in every troop must be female. This volunteer-to-girl ratio chart ensures that you always have the right number of adults to support troop activities and keep girls safe while they enjoy everything Girl Scouts has to offer. Girl Scouts adult-to-girl ratios show the minimum number of adults needed to supervise a specific number of girls. These supervision ratios ensure the safety and health of girls. For example, if one adult has to respond to an emergency, a second adult is always on hand for the rest of the girls. This chart is found in Volunteer Essentials and in the Leader's Guide to Success. It's a good idea to keep it handy so you always know how many adults you need to keep your girls safe. Next, we have the safety activity checkpoints. The safety activity checkpoints outline the standard of safety expected at meetings and other Girl Scout activities. It also provides specific guidelines for approved Girl Scout activities, such as camping, archery, horseback riding, and just about any other activity your Girl Scouts might want to try. You can find the safety activity checkpoints on our website, gswny.org, under the Volunteer Resources tab. There may be times when you worry about the health and well-being of your girls in your troop. We take your concern about girls' well-being and safety very seriously, and we will guide you in addressing these concerns. Contact a staff member at GSWNY to find out how to refer the girl and her parent or guardian to experts at school or in the community if need be. Call 911 if an emergency occurs during a Girl Scout meeting or activity. Then inform GSWNY as soon as you are able. Please call our emergency answering service if the emergency occurs after business hours. That number is 1-800-882-9268. At least one registered volunteer in all troops must be a first aid certified person before leaving the troop meeting place for field trips or outings. We encourage co-leaders to be first aid and CPR certified, but another troop adult may fulfill this role. Some of your troop caregivers may already hold first aid and CPR certification and may be excited to help out in this way. GSWNY offers first aid trainings throughout the year. You can find these on our website under the Volunteer Resources tab. You can also become certified with an outside vendor like the Red Cross, or you can get trained through your service unit if it's offered. The qualifications for a first aider are found in Volunteer Essentials. Because Girl Scouts uses resources wisely, you may choose to carpool. Every driver must be an approved volunteer, at least 21 years old, and have a clean driving record, a valid license, and a registered and insured vehicle. Girls never drive other girls. If a group is traveling in one vehicle, there must be at least 2 unrelated approved adult volunteers in the vehicle, one of whom is female. Be sure to check our most recent COVID-19 guidelines to ensure carpooling is still safe and approved. These guidelines can be found at gswny.org under the Volunteer Resources tab. Permission slips are a common communication tool that help keep girls safe whenever the activity they want to do is beyond the troop's normal meeting time and place. The permission slip communicates to the girl's family where they'll be going and what they'll be doing. It also allows the family to communicate not only their permission for the Girl Scout to attend the activity, but how to get in touch with the girl's emergency contact if it becomes necessary. Permission slips can be found in the Volunteer Resources page of our website. It is important for you to be aware of any medications a girl may take or allergies she may have, which is why having a health form for each girl and adult in your troop is necessary. You maintain these records for your troop. Medication, including over-the-counter products, must never be dispensed without prior written permission from a girl's custodial parent or guardian. Some girls may need to carry and administer their own medications. such as bronchial inhalers, an EpiPen, or diabetes medication. Keep in mind that information from a health examination is confidential and may be shared only with the people who must know this information, such as the girl herself, her parent or caregiver, and emergency healthcare worker during an emergency situation. The health form helps you to be aware of common food or environmental allergies so that everyone in the troop can have a great experience without being at risk or feeling left out. Even Girl Scout daisies and brownies should be aware of their allergies, but double-checking with their parents and caregivers is always a good idea. And that's it. Thank you for completing this finances and safety training. If you haven't yet, you'll need to complete 2 additional brief trainings, Welcome to Girl Scouts and Logistics and Resources. Then please take the knowledge check online and receive credit for completing the Volunteer Basic Training Series. Once you've taken the knowledge check, you will receive an approval letter in your email. This email will provide more information about your service unit, grade level training, and additional resources as you get started with your girls. Thank you so much for completing the Volunteer Basic Training Series, taking all 3 modules, and for being a Girl Scout volunteer. We're thrilled to have you as part of the mission.